everybody, welcome to my little corner where there is no wrong way to play with paper. And today we are going to do this week's Love RTS mini swap. Love RTS is a Facebook group that follows Miss Janet Madison, who created RTS scrapbooking, and she's both on YouTube and Patreon, and I will have all of those links below. If you would like to maybe join in an embellishment swap, make sure that you click on that Facebook group link below in the description as well. And we're just going to have fun. Okay, so this week, the theme is Spring Forward in honor of time change, which we do not have to do anymore. Yay! My husband hates time change. It's never been a big deal for me, but oh, he hated time change. So I came up with a tag. I decided to do a tag this week. You could do anything basically to do with spring. I mean, or with time change. To me, that's the beginning of spring. So that's how I see it. You could have done clocks and hourglasses, and I've done those things in the past. But this time I decided to do a tag because it's been a while since I did a tag. I'll show you some of the ones that I created. It's a little... it has the word spring, and then I made a little gnome with a little flower cluster, and I did put a tiny little gem and a fairly flat gem on the top, and you can see some of the other ones I have here. Now I use this stamp set from Close to My Heart, and I will put my Close to My Heart rep's link below. She is amazing, and I can't even talk. What's new? I just, I'm not even going to apologize for it anymore. I stumble. That's how it is. But this is what I used. I did this little guy here, and I stamped him on my scraps. I've told you guys before, I save all these little scraps. This is why I don't get rid of them, because they're very good to stamp on and die cut. I've done all of that through my series, Scraps to You, and that's what I use them for, and that's what I used them for this week. I am going to put two together real quick. The spring title sentiment, however you want to see it, because it's not really as big as a title, but it's a little bit bigger than a sentiment. I got these on Amazon, and they have a backer. Some of them I did with a backer that didn't stand up enough against the paper, and it also has the word that you just die cut. And I use this paper pad. I have very little left in it. To make these, and I knew all of the papers would coordinate, so I'm trying to use this up. You'll see I have some scraps in here, and this is just from Cartabella, and it's the Summer Market paper pad. A few little papers left in there, so I tried to use those up. Every once in a while I do that. So first I need to glue my word spring, and I like to take my tweezers and my fine tip on my glue, and I just rest it against my finger here. And to me, it makes it a little bit easier. As I get older, I tend to shake, and you just need a tiny, tiny little bit, not much. Okay, now you notice I left it off of this and off of this edge because it does hang over a little bit. Oops, it goes on this one. And then I just kind of centered it so that this was right there in the cursive writing of spring. Then when I colored this little gnome, I used some glitter. I don't know if you can see it or not. I'll kind of turn it. It's a little clear glitter pin from Close to My Heart that I used. And you can see, look, there's writing on the back of this one. I throw nothing away. I love using my scraps. And let's see here. I just centered him on there. And before I put these tiny little gems, I'll do the next one. I just line them up, sit in front of the TV. I've been watching Janet's series, The Big Box Buzz Warehouse. What is it called? The Warehouse Buzz Box Buzz? I don't know what it's called. Oh my gosh, it's like right in my brain. Where she takes a warehouse buy, and she's doing a bunch of layouts in a whole series, and I'm enjoying that so much. I am going to do that. I just got a lot of obligations right now, and I don't want to overextend myself. So I'm gonna wait till I'm done with my 30 Days of Sketches series before I take on another thing. You can see here, this, I accidentally stamped it wrong, but I flipped it over and used the other side. I really, really do use my scraps. I don't just say it, I don't just preach it, I truly do. When I throw away a piece of paper, it's because I truly feel nothing else can come of it. I mean, you guys have seen me take my tiny little heart and star punch to it. Okay, so I wanted to put a gem on each flower, but they're just too small for that. So I just chose the big one. And I'm just gonna tear off a little gem. And these are just, these actual gems were gifted to me, but I know you can get these at the Dollar Tree. And I never know what to do with these square ones. So although I think they're cool, I don't know, I just never know what to do with them. I think I haven't set my mind that they should be round, but they work very well with this tag because the top of this tag is square. So I'll put the green one on here for some contrast, just to cover up that hole. And I will put the orange one on here, which orange totally works because the flowers on the bunch are orange. Okay. Now, like every single week, I'm going to say it again, make sure you're putting your name on the back of your embellishments. Okay. Don't forget, because you guys have seen me use embellishments on almost every single layout video I do. I mean, there are some I don't, and there are times I don't. But I use my mini swap and main swap embellishments often, a lot. So I want to be able to give you credit, as does anyone else who uses your embellishment. They want to know who took the time and put the love in to make that embellishment. So I personally do have a stamp. You do not have to have a stamp. I've had this for years because I have been scrapbooking since the early 90s. Oops, that one didn't show up. And so I don't even know, I had this made years ago. But you can use a pen, a pencil. Now, if you use thinner paper, which is totally fine because there is no wrong way, make sure you use a pencil because you don't want your pen marks to show through your embellishment. So I do suggest that. But other than that, I'm just going to do all of them real quick because with the stamp, it's fairly fast. And I don't have to try to remember. Now I'm going to go over how you're going to mail them. When you join the Love RTS Facebook group and are inspired by Janet's wonderful videos, you will see that I post every Sunday a new theme, and you just have to comment to sign up. And when you do that within 24 hours, I will send you the information you need and who you should be mailing to. You're going to create 4 of these. You see I have several. I am on, I think, 3 teams this week. Pretty exciting for me because it's been a while since I've got to do that many teams. I will send you the information that you need to participate, and you are going to put the captain's information, your information to mail. Inside of there, you're going to put a self-addressed stamped envelope. Use the standard size envelopes, because if you use a card envelope and somebody makes a title, this is what everyone is told to use in the instructions, then your embellishment, someone's title will not fit in here if they make it too long. So make sure we're all using the same, envelope. You're going to address it to yourself and from yourself so that no matter what happens in the mail, it's going to come to you. You're going to place 2 stamps here and put your team name so you know where it's coming from. You're going to do the same thing on your captain's envelope, and you want to tape your envelope shut. When you do this, you want to tape it shut. Okay, so you're going to put that inside of there. Then you're going to create your 4 embellishments. And then somehow or another, you're going to adhese them to either a piece of scrap cardstock or notebook paper, whatever you want to use. It doesn't have to be what I use. There's no wrong way to do it. And we do this so that our 2 stamps are enough. Your captain will reuse whatever you mail it on. So I've had this piece of cardstock probably for 3 or 4 months. So it's not like you're gonna, even if you end up cutting up a piece of, what am I trying to say here? A piece of scrapbook paper, a 12 by 12 into strips, then you will reuse it several times. It's not like you're gonna have to do that every week. You are not. Okay, so then you're gonna wanna stagger them. So for me, I'm staggering these because I did put a little tiny gem on there. We try to keep them as flat as possible. That's the end. Okay, you don't have to tape them as much as I do, but you noticed I flipped them over. The reason I flipped them over is because sometimes this washi tape has a mind of its own and it will tear your embellishments, especially if your cardstock is not very thick. It does happen. I've seen it happen. And then the captains feel really bad because what you took the time to make, it doesn't look the way you wanted it to look. So make sure you turn over your embellishments, okay? You're gonna stick this right inside there. And now this week I could probably get away with 1 stamp. That's up to you, as long as it gets to your captain. Your return envelope must have 2 stamps because you do not know what the other people in your group are going to send. And just like that, you would take this shut and drop it in the mailbox because you have your captain's info, you have your stamps, you have your team name here, and you're ready to go. And once again, another week done. Next week is all about daisies, and so I hope you will come and join us. Who doesn't need flowers? Everybody needs flowers. And embellishments are going, like everything else, they're going through the roof. So I hope you'll join us. I hope you will come and join me. I appreciate you hanging out with me. Use up those scraps and have a wonderful day. Bye. Be blessed.